Thank you for joining me today for the virtual tour for Block 88 Dawson Road. It's a sky view at Dawson. Look at this very iconic building here in Dawson. Very lovely, isn't it? Okay, it's a 4-room HDB flat, 4-room premium apartment at 893 square feet. So now let's look at where is the exact location for the map. Okay, right over here, where I circle, is where this iconic building is. And it's really very, very convenient, situated in the central part of Singapore. And if you see the blue arrow that I'm pointing towards, is actually the view that this particular stack is overlooking. And we are actually facing the Good Class Bungalow Enclave as well as the Landed Enclave. So what does that mean? It actually means that you are actually facing the rock and you will have a stunning skyline view as well. Okay, and the location is really very central. That means to say that you can actually drive down to Orchard Road, and it only takes about 6 minutes drive, as it's about 3.3 kilometers away. Going to IKEA, IKEA Alexandra, as well as Anchorage, or even the Queensway Shopping Center, where most people get their sports equipment, is also about 6 minutes drive. Okay, that is down towards this side, towards the Queenstown Secondary School direction. And if you want to even go to those cafes, a nice environment, right? Some people like to go to this Holland Village, which is down this road, and that also about the 6 minutes drive away. Okay, now let's look at the amenities around. Sheng Siong Supermarket and the coffee shop is actually just kind of like downstairs, about 80 meters away. And this is also sheltered all the way to there. So in the event it's raining, right, you don't even have to worry getting wet. You can still walk all the way sheltered back to your own block. Okay. And what we have, is also a park connector that is also somewhat, just right downstairs. Then you can really enjoy your jog along this park connector all the way even to Robertson Quay or to even Garden by the Bay. And if let's say you want to go to get some other things, right, there is actually a small shopping mall called Dawson Place, which is 450 meters away. Okay, inside there you have also a 24 hours NTUC, food court, as well as Subway, clinics, as some pharmacies and other small little shops. So it's really very convenient. Now, next we have a Queenstown Library that is 550 meters away. Okay, that is actually one of our Singapore historical building, because it's actually our first HDB, this is our first public branch library, and it was actually opened in the 1970s by our late Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew. And with that, right, this Queenstown Public Library is actually zone gazette under a conserved building. So you don't have to worry about your library going away, Another good thing is that, you are given another more choices of food. Dawson Hawker Center, that is about 600 meters away. You can actually walk down through also the park connector. It's also scheduled to open in this year, 2020. So that gives you more food choices. If you are, going to get fit and want to train even for your aqualon, in the event that circuit breaker is over, the stadium is actually open, you can jog all the way down, from your house, Block 88, come down, cut across the multi-story car park towards the park connector, and continue over here, you actually hit the stadium, and whereby you can enjoy your swim and doing your laps. So it's really very convenient. You have a lot of amenities around. And the last important thing, most people when buying house, they will ask you, where is the MRT, right? So the MRT, Queenstown MRT is the nearest, about 700 meters away. Okay, I did a Google chat map. It takes about 9 minutes walk, it says. But if you look at the map, right, it says that, you have to look around here to go to the Queenstown MRT. So you can actually effectively cut through from the multi-story car park towards the park connector and walk down. So effectively, I would say that the walking distance to the Queenstown MRT, right, is shorter than 9 minutes walk. So the connectivity is really very convenient, because that, from the MRT going down to the CBD, it takes only about 5 MRT stops to the Raffles Place. Okay. Now let's look at the primary school. We are again situated down here, the circle portion, so that you can see Skyview. Okay, there are 4 primary schools that is within 2 kilometers from this particular block. First, we have the Queenstown Primary School, which is just a stone throw away downstairs, about 154 meters away, followed by Newtown Primary School, 1.15 kilometers, and then Gaeng Seng Primary School, that is 1.287. And lastly, we have the pretty sought after Alexandra Primary School, okay, that is 1.66 kilometers away. So what is good about Alexandra, you know, your child can actually walk down from the park connector all the way to Alexandra Primary School. So it's really very convenient. Okay, so now next, let's look at the transactions. Okay, there is this news last year that is published by Asia One. It says that 1 million HDB resale transaction. Can your HDB fetch 1 million too? So what I'm going to say is that, you know, in this article, it also brings out that there are several estates, right, that have transaction that cross the $1 million mark. And in Queenstown alone, last year, there is like 10 units, and they are also including of some of the older 5-room flat. And for your information, then, right, Dawson, Skyville at Dawson is not MOP. Okay, so we will probably see more, which I think last month, there is already one that crossed the 1 million mark, even in the COVID period. So now we look also at the Tiong Bahru estate, which is our nearby neighboring estate. Okay, last year also 10 units that's been sold, and 4 of them are actually 4-room flat, which also crossed the $1 million mark. Now let's look at the unit itself. Okay, so for this particular unit, right, the Skyville at Dawson is actually designed by a award design winning architect called WOHA. In fact, for this particular design, right, they actually won 11 awards, okay? And if you can see, the theme that they actually goes into, you know, that is actually community, variety, and sustainability. So what's interesting is that, you know, the building they have, you know, is actually diamond shaped, so that it allows all the wind and the light flow to go into every unit, and it gives you also the privacy. And at every 11th floor interval, they also included the terrace area so that all the community can actually chill out. And they also have a 47th floor, the roof terrace, okay, that is actually including 400 meters running track around it. Now we also have some of the communal space around here. Okay, so just now I did mention about the roof terrace, right? So look at this spectacular view. Okay, you do have a very nice and broad greenery view right in front. And along, all around, right, there's actually communal space. You have a playground downstairs, a park, as well as a pavilion. You know, if you want your kid to be, you know, playing under the sheltered area, and also the terraces that is at every 11th floor interval. Even downstairs, right, you have this mural that is designed by Troy Chin that, you know, depicts the heritage of Singapore. So it's really very interesting. Okay, now let's look at the height comparison. Okay, we are right here. And you can see that the condos, even the condos around us, like Commonwealth Tower and Queen's Peak, the highest is actually at 43rd floor. And we have an existing condo, an old condo, that is the highest at 38th. Now followed by an upcoming Sterling residence, the highest being at the 40th floor. Even if let's say we are talking about a condo, Sterling residence, right, on the 39th floor or maybe around there, a 3-bedroom will already cost you more than 1.9 million. Okay. And nearby those HDB blocks is actually on 20th to 30th floor high. And even our neighbor, Sky Terrace at Dawson, is at 40 to 43rd. For us, Skyville at Dawson is 47. And for your information, for my unit, right, is actually located on 46th floor. So effectively saying, right, we are actually the highest that you can be in the whole of Queenstown. You know, you are like the penthouse of Queenstown. So this is what I mentioned, the flat information. We are situated on the 46th floor. So nobody will be, you know, higher than you. And the good thing is that, you know, this house, in fact, the owner gotten a special approval to sell this before the MOP is up. So effectively speaking, I would say that this house is only 4 years plus, you know, not even hitting the 5-year mark. Everything is still very, very new and young, and it's also renovated. Okay. And the owner are Chinese. So this particular flat, right, is actually open to all races and all citizenship. Now, people will say that, hey, because it's new, what is the transaction that record, right? Because, HDB valuation based on past transaction. There are already some recorded. So look at this. For that Block 86 Dawson Road, right? In just last month, on 30th of April, for level 38, it sold for 932,000. Okay? And another one, which I highlighted below, for Block 86 as well, level 44, it was transacted at 915. And for your information, even on this 44th floor, right, the facing is actually facing towards the HDB block side. Okay, but for this particular unit is facing the unblocked view and yet no west sun. And it's actually also on the highest floor that you can be. So now let's look at the floor plan of the unit. Okay, the main door facing is actually southwest for those who are particular with feng shui. Okay, and the rest of the bedrooms, right, including the living room, is facing northeast. So all is actually facing the unblocked greenery right over here, this stack. For the other stacks, right, I included a side plan at the bottom page. Not sure whether you can see it, but three stack is actually facing northwest, which got the west sun, and the other three, is actually facing the northeast, so which is the unblocked side towards the landed enclave. Okay, and then one more thing that I want to point out in this floor plan is that if you see all the bedrooms and living room are facing there, right? And the good thing is all the bathroom also have a window, including the kitchen. So, you have all the natural light and wind to flow into the house, and this also has a cross ventilation. So this architect is really very good. Not only looking into the aesthetic wise, they also look at the functionality and the environmental wise that you have the wind and the light to flow. So now look at the pictures, the photos of the unit before we head on to the virtual. Okay, when you enter the house, so this is the view that you get to see. A very nicely modern, renovated unit. And this, what I like is the full height window, from floor to ceiling that allows the natural light and the wind to flow into the house, and you get a spectacular view you see on the right side of the screen. So every room that gets this view. Okay, so this is the part that we are at. Now let's move on to the kitchen. You see the kitchen is also very, very nicely modernly renovated. In fact, you don't have to do anything to the kitchen. Kitchen right now has also become a very important part of the house, because especially during the COVID period, everybody is stuck at home, right, and honing their culinary skills. So this is a nice space for you to do your cooking. The owner actually does it very well to improve both sides to have wardrobe space so that you don't have to worry about storage space. Okay, and they even include a big, huge area for a huge fridge. It's actually a big 2-door fridge. And I will say that the condition of the kitchen is really tip-top, like a showroom condition, because they rarely come home. This is really like their holiday home. So everything is really very well kept. Now moving on to the third bedroom. Okay, for this third bedroom, right, they used to actually hack away this area. One thing about Skyville is that, the architect, makes this very flexible so that you can create either a bigger living or bigger rooms. You can actually hack it and, adjust the layout according to your lifestyle. So when they bought this place as a young couple, they want to enjoy a bigger living area. What they did was they hacked away this wall and then enjoy a bigger living area. And there's no fixture. So in the event, if let's say you want to create this space again, it's very easy. You don't have to even remove any of the fixtures at additional cost. And the design from the living room also flows through to this bedroom. And you can see that the owner is very detailed. They even try to find a hanging light that also gels in very well with the design of the roof. Okay, and all the bedrooms flooring is actually parquet flooring. This is the bedroom 2 photos. Okay, you can see this part of the map. We are right now over here. And this is actually the only built-in area for this bedroom 2. Size-wise, I would say similar to the bedroom 3 we have saw earlier. Now let's walk to the most important room in the house, which is the master bedroom. See, after even putting on a king-size bed, right, there's still ample space for you to walk around. So it's really very spacious for the master bedroom. And they also created this fake bay window thing that also double up as additional storage for you to maybe put your bed sheets or pillows. So it's very, very convenient for you to take it out. The reason why they put this, you have such a spectacular, stunning skyline. So they rather have a bay window over there, or you can enjoy the view while reading a book and chill out over there, maybe with a glass of wine, right? So this is also the photos of the master bedroom toilet, which I said that there's actually a window that also allows the wind, the ventilation to flow in. Now let's go to our virtual tour. Give me a minute. Okay, this is where we are standing from the view. If let's say we are opening up the door. Okay, I have actually included a floor plan on the left corner bottom, and the pink color shows the direction where I am actually viewing. Okay, I will be panning very slowly in case you get giddy. As we walk forward, towards the window that I said, and this is the spectacular view that you will get. Okay, amazing, isn't it? Okay, as we move, I will slowly rotate to the main door. So this is the walkway towards the bedroom. As you can see, the ceiling design, very nice, as I pointed out during the photos. Okay, the view right now that we are actually seeing is the main door view. So if I'm standing over here, I'm actually facing the southwest. And this is the main door you enter in, and then you have the kitchen. So now let's walk to the kitchen. Okay, before we walk into the kitchen, another thing maybe I want to point out is that the owner also installed this keyless system. So in case you're coming back home with a lot of groceries, you don't have to fumble for your key. You can actually use just the number lock or maybe your thumbprint to open up the door. So it's really very convenient. Okay, now let's go to the kitchen. Okay, so the first view that you actually get to see is the yard area. Okay, the owner actually installed a drying rack system on top that can be maneuvered easily with the switch by the side. Okay, so you don't have to use the bamboo shoot or things like that. So with a switch of a button, it can come down, put your clothes and go up. And also this thing, right, also works very well because in case it's a rainy season, your clothes hardly, can't dry and put it out, right? This can actually have those UV light to dry your clothes better and faster as well. So they have this door, which is also very good for people who like to cook because the fumes of the cooking won't go to your clothes. Now let's look at the rest of the kitchen. Like I said, this is really like a show track condition, very modernly designed. You even have a huge fridge on the right side, an oven, and a lot of storage on the other side, even drawers as well. Okay, so now let's go to the bedrooms. Okay, what we are seeing here is the walkway towards all the bedrooms. It's really like a condo style because I guess WOHA actually designed a lot of all those private apartments, and in fact, this is their first HDB project that they have with HDB. Okay, so the door that we see, the first right, is actually the bomb shelter door, which most of the people use it as a storage room. And then the first door on the left is actually bedroom 3, followed by bedroom 2. And we are looking straight towards the master bedroom, and the common toilet is by the side. Okay, let's walk to bedroom 3. So like I mentioned earlier in the photos, there isn't any built-in. And the design jumps very well from the living all the way to this room. So in the event you want to, hack into a bigger hall, you have this design already in place. And they also have a bigger capacity aircon already installed in this room. So same nice unblock view. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, now let's walk to the common bedroom 2. So this is the same. Okay, we have the built-in by the side and the windows, 3 panels, and also parquet flooring with aircon. In fact, the aircon is really very, very new, and they also have ceiling fan on top installed as well. Okay, this unit is really very windy, 46th floor. You have all the natural wind, so that also saves you on the electricity cost. Okay, let's look at the common bath. It's very nicely situated right outside the 2 common rooms. So it's really very convenient in case you want to go to the toilet in the middle of the night. You don't have to walk all the way to the kitchen like those older HDB layout are. Okay. And the good thing is for the newer ones, they actually hide the piping on top. So it's more clean cut that way. Let's walk to the master bedroom. So this is the door that you enter from towards the master bedroom. You can see the design is all like the symmetrical design. Oops, sorry. Okay. Okay. So this is the view, the window that we're looking at the view. And the good thing is that the owner also installed child lock, to the window that only can open up to a certain angle and not compromising any of the view, by installing those grills that will kind of like give it blockage. They have this installed already, so if you're worried about safety in the event you have young kids, you are covered as well. So just now I also mentioned that you have a window that is directly facing opposite that particular window. This window actually leads to the aircon compressor. Okay, and when you open that and the other side of the window, right, the wind is really very good because it's really cross ventilation, brings across the wind. And from this small window over here, you also can see pocket of the sea view. Okay, it's a very good size. Now let's look at the master bath. Okay, it's also very efficient brand. See, this is also the window in the toilet. You have the shower screen at one side, basin in the middle, and the water closet at the other end. Okay, so it's very efficiently planned. Back to the living. Okay, that's all for the virtual tour. Let me go back to the slides. Okay, now to recap, for this particular Skyville at Dawson, right? It is actually at a very fantastic location. 6 minutes to Orchard, 5 MRT stops to City Hall, Raffles Place, and you also 6 minutes drive to the IKEA at Alexandra. All this is really all situated around. When you are in a central location, going anywhere is really very easy. And it is also the young flat, less than 5 years old. You are really one of the, I would say the only HDB, the youngest HDB that is situated just, overlooking a good class bungalow enclave, right? And why it is so good to be, buying into a young flat is because that in the event, if you want to upgrade, 5 years or 10 years down the road, there's still a demand, for it because it's still very young and the location is also very fantastic. And the fact that this particular design, right, actually, has won several awards as well. Okay, so connectivity. So just now I mentioned earlier, the MRT, Queenstown MRT is just 9 minutes or less walk, to there. And from the MRT, you can practically go anywhere. And if you drive, also very convenient. Okay, we have a park connector downstairs, which you can enjoy your jog, with all the greeneries around. And as I mentioned, this is also one of the iconic building in Dawson. From the map, from far you can see already this tall building, right? And just now also mentioned that is, this particular building actually won 11 awards, because WOHA is really a very good architect firm. If you want, you can actually do more research on it. They have very, very nice work. Okay, green environment. Why I say so is because, even on the roof top, right, they included the solar panel, that actually allows to power to the lightings around the estate, as well as you can see that how it actually have all the diamond shape to allow the wind flow to go into the unit. The facilities, like just now I mentioned, you just go downstairs, you have sing-song, food court, and even a small park, playground, and all the terraces that is situated on every interval, 11th floor interval, as well as a jogging track, 400 meters jogging track at the roof terrace. I mean, which other HDB has that, right? And most importantly, you have a $1 million view. This unblocked facing greenery, the landed enclave, you are kind of like, you know, guaranteed that, you know, you really have this view, you know, for as long as the master plan don't change lah. Okay, so that's all for my presentation. Over back to you, Jip. Thank you very much.
Wow. I think this is a